pull it box over, please.
Did you care for one of the fuller stars to be close by you?
Yeah, if you could set like one or two of them right there, I'd appreciate it.
We are in close proximity.
Sadly.
That is scaring me.
Is there any way you could lower the lights?
Start stream?
Is there any way you could lower the lights at all?
Lower them?
Yeah,
Lower them?
well, I've just got some shadow.
Oh, like lower them.
Yeah.
Lower them. Like in elevation, lower them. Not like in brightness.
They're as low bright as they can get.
I can also kick on.
No, we're good. We're good. That's not going to do that.
The lower light on that would be even lower.
So both the low lights are on.
Are we working?
I don't know. Are we on?
Uh,
We're on the clock.
Can you scroll down a little bit more?
Oh yeah, it says we're live.
Doing it live. Hold it. Don't touch anything. Is that us? Are we live? It doesn't show us. Oh,
There we are.
We're stretched though.
We are stretched.
We are way stretched. Well, for anyone watching, I'm Bob the X-Man Hildebrand. This is Tim Sargent,
Why are we stretched?
and we are stretched. We're here for the live show on July 23rd,
I think we
2013.
forgot to change something in the settings, which we'll have to do next time.
Camera settings?
Yeah, the encoder.
Huh. That's alright. We're just going to look a little wider than normal.
All right, so that's it. Since the show has started, we've got some promos I want to get out the back. First of all, we've got our coupon code SWEET16. You can type that in or use it at our walk-in stores to get 16% off your order, accepting MAP policy items. Next up, actually tomorrow, this is kind of a big deal. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 24th, from 00 hours, that means right when Wednesday starts, all the way up through to 23:59, we're going to be having an $8.95 flat rate shipping policy tomorrow only. So that means if you live in Hawaii, Alaska, Canada, Puerto Rico, basically anywhere we ship to, if you want to order something, you can use our $8.95 flat rate shipping and use our coupon codes to save even more money on top of that and get your order. So if you've been looking for a bunch of small parts or a bunch of disparate items, now is your opportunity to purchase that.
Really big stuff.
Or a bunch of really big stuff. If you want to get like 10 M249s today, or excuse me, tomorrow would be the day to do it. So that said, we also have our blowout clearance section is also pretty awesome right now. It's actually a lot of the products in there are 55% off. And in fact, I noticed that a lot of the more popular products, or at least the ones that I really like a lot, they get sold out pretty fast. So if you guys are in the market for basically anything related to Airsoft, I would head over to our blowout clearance section first and check out what we have in the blowout clearance section, because you never know, you might find a better deal there before you find exactly what you're looking for first. We also have our mini Battlestar mystery box coming up. Is that going live tomorrow?
No, the mini mystery box, not to be confused with the mini gun mystery box, is going live on Friday. There's only 25 boxes total, so it's a very small mystery box. 5 of them are really nice guns, and so that's a 20% chance that you're going to get a really nice gun that's worth a lot more than you paid. So those odds are a little bit better than our normal mystery boxes.
Absolutely. In case you're wondering what those guns are, they're actually the Umarex H&K UMP-AG, the Knight's Armament Full Metal SR-16 made by VFC, the Umarex H&K Full Metal 416C made by VFC, the G&G Full Metal M14 HBA Long AEG, the Knight's Armament Full Metal SR-15, and the FN Herstal F2000. Now that's actually 6 different things, so hopefully 2 of those are in the same box, but we'll see.
I'm noticing something. I can't see any of the comments.
I've been noticing that too. That's why I was hoping Josh would stay in here and take a look at this, because he's usually pretty good with this stuff, but he's just got a lot of stuff to edit right now. So, if you want to go grab him, this video is private.
I should probably make it public then. That's probably why. I don't think anybody heard anything of what we just said. Okay, so note to self, let's have Josh do the live show next time.
I told you, man, he's better at it.
Instead of the new guy,
I told you.
Ross.
Ross is
Sets
great.
the ISO at 2000.
All right, well, Tim, I just did a bang-up job of reading all the promos. Why don't you take care of this time? Considering no one saw it.
Somebody might have seen it. Somebody with the link. I mean, I did post it on Facebook. Aha! We do have
Hey,
so the
Cold
comments are
Stop
working.
Mod.
There we go.
I just said hello, so I got it covered.
All right, so now the audience is coming in. We should probably wait until this populates a little bit before we get the ball rolling on that.
Okay, well, what do you want to talk about then?
You know, I really thought that Josh was having a great idea with this Dirty Magazines thing, and then Chairman Lau calls him out. Not really called him out on it, but clearly I saw where Josh saw his inspiration, which was on Reddit. And so I kind of feel like he saw something on Reddit about dirty magazines, and that were dirty AR mags. And that's when Josh came to me with the ideas like, oh, dude, we should do this thing with dirty magazines. It'd be really funny. I was like, oh, man, that's brilliant. You know, I thought he had a brilliant brainstorming idea. And it was just like, oh, cool. And so we did this dirty magazines thing, and then I posted online, and Chairman Lau was like, saw this on Reddit like 5 seconds ago.
Dude, everything's on Reddit 5 seconds before.
No, but it just kind of reminded me, like, when I was a kid hanging out with my cousin, he would have, like, these lines, like, these great one-liners. I'm like, dude, like, that is brilliant. Like, how did you, like, the timing and everything?
I'm sure it was from.
It was from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And then I got older, and I started watching TV, and I was like, Nick, my cousin stole all these lines from the TV show. I thought he was some lyrical genius.
Cool.
Yeah. I thought he was such a cool guy, but he clearly was regurgitating everything he saw.
Just a poseur. Yeah.
That's okay, though. I mean, Reddit, you know, is a very popular place to find inspiration, so I can't really hate on it.
Reddit on Reddit.
That's probably where they got the name. Like, I read it somewhere, you know.
I think, they wanted it to be a catch-all thing like that. Yeah. All right. So the video's unprivated. Dude, if we did a whole live show that was private, you know how embarrassing that would be.
That would be so
I'd be coming out and be like, "Man, it was the best live show ever!" Like, no mean comments, no that. Wait, I just realized there's no comments. No one saw it. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We actually, if you haven't caught this already, we actually were broadcasting for quite a bit without realizing the show was private. So went over a lot of our specials, a few cool things, and then we found out that no one was watching. So
it's a good thing I looked into that. Holy cow. That would have been funny.
Awkward.
That's super funny.
Did
you see the things on GI East? Check out this Elite Force poster. Recognize some of those guys?
You know, it's funny. I'd actually heard that Jet was going to be on this. It's Jet. You can see Tom, Tominator Harris, Arwen, Milsom Junkie. There's also, I think, like,
I don't know these three guys.
I thought Airsoftology Jonathan was going to be on there. I can't tell which one.
Is that him?
I'm not sure. Well, that's Tominator Harris. Yeah, it looks kind of like Airsoftology Jonathan. So, all pretty awesome dudes.
Indeed.
It's funny. I thought Jet would get top billing.
No.
I guess not.
Got beat up by another Filipino.
Yeah, too many Filipinos in the picture.
Jet, you look too oriental. That's how Bruce Lee got ousted for Kung Fu.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that series Kung Fu with David Carradine?
Yeah.
It was based
Carradine.
It was based off of something that Bruce Lee wrote. Yeah, it's called The Warrior, and the producers deemed him too oriental to play the part, and so he got ousted from it.
It's funny. I always thought David Carradine, like, for being like a very
white guy, he's really Asian looking, right?
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's like if he was like full white or half Asian, but he definitely had that like part of like the samurai or the sensei down incredibly well.
Yeah. But it kind of sucks, dude. Bruce Lee like put a lot of time into that, and they were like,
no. Yeah. At least he probably got paid for it because it was his script. So
I'm not sure, actually. I mean, there's a lot of discrimination going on in Hollywood back then. I don't think.
And still now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sailor Scottsfield. I can't exactly provide you with it, but I appreciate the sentiment behind that statement.
What happened?
He wants my child. What's up, Foxtrot Mitch HD?
Did you get those dog tags from?
Yes, I did.
Paul?
I contacted him back. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's funny. I like the email he said. He's like, yeah, I don't know if Bob can tell this, but he does have a theater degree, but that's ancient Greek in case he wasn't sure. And I was pretty sure that was ancient Greek. I just didn't know what it meant. So
wait. Start over.
So he sent me some dog tags in a really cool older style pouch you wear in your gear.
Yeah.
The dog tags had something. I could tell it was Greek. It looked kind of like ancient Greek. But in the email that he sent to you, he's like, yeah, so I just want to say thanks for responding back, and also, you know, tell Bob, you know, I was hoping that with his theater degree he could figure out his ancient Greek, but if he hasn't, this is what it means. And I had figured out his ancient Greek, but I just didn't know.
Why would you know that with a theater degree, though?
Because Greek theater is like some of the most, like, I guess it
that's what
influenced
you
a lot of
studied.
other. Yeah. Well, I mean, I studied a variety of different theater from places all over the world, but.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
If we look funny, is because our camera settings are stretching us out a little bit.
What's up, Brandon Corum?
I saw that.
Bakersfield.
somewhere.
Awesome.
This chat is on Dirty Magazines. Get on topic.
Yes, we do have the dirty mags here. Tim, would you like to show off your dirty
very
mags?
dirty P mags. No, I don't want to touch those.
Now you ruined the joke. All right. These are the dirty mags, as you can see. I don't know if you guys were hoping for something different, but
if you guys saw our Facebook and Instagram video earlier, you could probably understand what we're talking about. But Josh came to me with this idea. He's like, dude, we should like do something like dirty magazines. I'll take my P mags and get them dirty, and then I'll put them on my desk. And as he was explaining this to me, I'm like, I do not understand what you're talking about. And then about 3 minutes later, after Josh stopped talking, I was like, oh, dirty magazines, like porno. Oh, that's brilliant. I had a super late epiphany. And I was like, Josh, that's a really great idea. We should do this. He's like, yeah, I know.
yeah.
I just got it right now.
Yeah, I think I've told you those are called refrigerator jokes, where you hear the joke and you don't get it until you're all the way back home looking at your refrigerator, like, oh, the cat hit the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't have to get all the way home to open the fridge to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's a little sooner, but I was way late on that. But yeah.
Fresh Productions 2013. When are you getting LM4 mags back in? I totally understand your frustration. I have similar frustrations. Basically, we get LM4 mags in, and they sell so fast. You basically have to be on your game and checking out our website constantly. Or I don't think we have like an alert system, do we?
We do actually.
Oh well, get on that alert system if possible. But also,
here's what you do. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me go to the website real quick.
Okay, you do that.
No, not the admin side. Hold on.
That's awful. I wish you could put a tab over here so I could answer the comments while you're doing that.
I can do that actually. There, comments.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you're going to be looking for something on our website and it happens to be out of stock, like our KWA LM4 mags are, it can be. There's actually a request item. Click here, and you can click that, and then we'll understand how many requests. But they used to be out of stock. Notify me. Here you go.
That's it. Okay, yeah, it's kind of hard to see right there. Maybe
It's a
we
little
can
bit
fix
small,
that.
but where it says there's the price, right to the right of that, it says availability. In red, it says out of stock / notify me. If you click on that and follow the instructions, it'll send you an email when that item comes available again. So spell your email right, go through the whole security code thing, and make sure you're not a bot, and then you're good to go.
Absolutely. Good question. What happened to Andrew? I assume you mean Andrew Tai. He is currently, and I believe, was it an LA Sheriff's?
No, Riverside Sheriff.
No, he's going out with Riverside Sheriff's, but I believe he's at the LA Sheriff's Department Academy.
That's probably true. The LA Sheriff's Academy is the largest academy, I think, in Southern California.
Yeah.
So a lot of the other departments send their soon-to-be officers or deputies to their
trained
academy
there,
to get trained.
But he is getting
Yeah.
trained at
It's going to be a
in the
cop.
sheriff's. He's going to be a
He's
sheriff's
gonna be a
deputy.
sheriff's deputy. A cop.
Bob, where did you and your bro get your real plates? We actually got a deal online. I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe I can post something on Facebook about that. They are a little hefty. Tim versus Bob 6. Restorm the Midwest. Nice.
That's Peter Lewandowski, if I recall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's legit.
It's confusing because none of that is in his name. But
Is it weird that I watch all ASGI videos in my plate carrier? No, it is not weird at all because I used to edit Airsoft GI videos in my plate carrier. So,
and when I watch Mad Men, I
don't.
drink scotch.
Oh, that does not at all.
And
Oh,
when
yeah, no, that does because they go together.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And when I watch awesome movies, I have my airsoft guns around me too.
That is kind of
Like Bad Boys.
that is because they had
With
the same
Glock.
Glock.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
When I watch Bad Boys, I have my 2-tone Glock with me. So, you know,
Bob, have you ever thought of using a Nerf sword instead
shoot
of
Martin Warren in the ass.
Oh, Jesus. Have you ever thought of using a Nerf sword instead of an axe? Yes, I have used a Nerf sword before when I left my axe at home. But I have used a mace before as well. Why don't we get on to some of our currently available promotions real quick? Tim, why don't you start that off?
Okay, first of all, the thing that I'm not going to cover that's not on here because I forgot to tell you when you were writing this down, Bob, is the go and test fire a gun at any of our stores promotion. So basically what's going to happen is there's no purchase necessary. If you go to any one of our walk-in stores, either in Virginia or Los Angeles, and test fire a gun, any gun you want, you can put your name into a raffle, and at the end of August, that raffle is going to be drawn for a free Airsoft GIG 4 custom gun, which I believe is right there. Can you grab that, Bob?
Oh, hey. Foxtrot Mitch HD says, no, I'm not. That's Airsoft
Oh my
Urban.
God! Airsoft Urban. Yeah, you totally reminded me.
You are way off.
Sorry, Mitch, if that's your name. Can you grab that gun over there, please?
Yes, the LM4.
No, the Dark Knight.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So if you go into either of our stores, either in Virginia or LA, test fire a gun. You don't have to buy anything. You put your name into a raffle, and this will happen every time you test fire a gun within the 1 day. Okay, so it's 1 per day. So if you wanted to come back every day of the week, you can get up to 5 raffle tickets. You know, anytime you come in on a separate day to test fire a gun. And this is the gun that you'll be receiving if you win. Okay, now there's 2 of these built. There's one for the Virginia store and one for the LA store, and we are not putting these into production. These are one-off guns just for this raffle. As you can see, it has a really neat rail system on it. Not going to be on any other G4s, at least in the foreseeable future. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty sweet gun. We got a metal rail system. We got the HK sights on here. Obviously, you got your
crane stock.
Is there a battery in here? No, there's not. But yeah. How else do you know, Bob? How do you know? There we go. But this is a pretty cool promotion. There's no purchase necessary. If you do end up buying something, though, you'll get an additional raffle ticket for every $100 you spend. So it's just like our sale, where we get a raffle ticket for every $100, except it's every day, all the time. So check that out. Head over to our store. Test fire a gun, any gun. You know, if you're thinking on dabbling in the gas blowback scene. You know, Bob is real big into gas blowbacks. You should go test fire some of those guns. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of gas blowbacks. That's the majority of what I use. I did actually use that Bravo Springer shotgun this weekend.
Yeah.
I had actually, what's that called? A darn good time with it. So affordable.
You tend to do well with shotguns.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's so cool. Like, I mean, I was going out with a bunch of people that had just started, like, it was their first game of Airsoft. So it'd be kind of intimidating to see me going, pop, 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 and tango down or something. But like with a spring shotgun, you just out there and have a good time. Good time. Oh, that's me.
No, I'm just saying he's intense, man.
He is intense. Oh man, he's intense on Battlefield 3 as well.
Yeah, I've heard that.
About just as intense.
I don't play that game, but I've heard that.
Oh, hey Tim. Speaking of that game, I was gonna try and find a way to bring in that StarCraft game we just played, where I beat you.
Yeah, you did.
I was actually.
If you recall correctly, the first time we played our little thing, you beat me the first game too, and I beat you the 2 games after.
Now there's an asterisk on the end there because you also had some help, and if Gene hadn't said anything, you would have lost.
It wasn't help. It was just like, but if you might as well concede.
No. But if Gene hadn't said that, you would have lost.
Maybe.
No, not maybe. Really.
I don't know. I'm
just
you never know what I would have thought to do in the future.
Just admit to it.
No, never.
That is absurd.
Never.
Regardless, I think it'd be really good to get that show and to cast it and put it up on GITV or GITV Uncut, because it's kind of fun that we do a lot of stuff that our viewers also do. Like I play Warhammer 40K. I also play D&D. Dude, at our last sale, some kid actually came in with a new Tau Codex. He's like, "Can you sign this?" I was like, "Yeah, where did you get this?" Because I didn't know they're out.
I don't know what that means.
It's basically you have a rule book for each army, so you know how to play all the specific units, and there's very specific rules for them.
Can you specifically put this in the box, please?
I can specifically do that.
Thank you.
But also, he had me sign like his best painted Tau figure, which is very nice of him.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the promo for both of the stores. So go ahead and visit any of our stores, test fire a gun, any gun of your choice, and you will get put into a drawing to win that gun. Also up, we have the promotion code or the promo code, coupon code, SWEET16 to get 16% off of your purchase on qualifying items. Obviously, the stuff that's mapped, protected by map, you're not going to be able to get discount on, but you can use those things to get something awesome in our gift system. And speaking of discount coupons, that's actually going to come in really handy tomorrow. Because why, Bob?
Well, tomorrow, Wednesday, July 24th, from 00 hours to 23:59, basically when Wednesday starts to when Wednesday ends, we're going to be having an $8.95 flat rate shipping policy all day. Now, what that means is that if you live anywhere in the United States, continental or otherwise, if you live in Canada, Puerto Rico, basically anywhere where we ship to, you can buy stuff and get that $8.95 flat rate shipping policy and save a lot of money. But
no matter what you order.
Yeah, no matter what you order. But not only that, you can use our coupon codes on top of that to save even more money. And then you have the 2% GI reward. So it's a pretty absurd day of savings. So yeah, if you want to get like a lot of small parts you've been wanting, or you want to get 10 M249s, tomorrow's going to be the day. And also, if you're going to Tim vs. Bob 5, get some Thunderbees if you're on the Rebellion side. Get some extra mags if you're on the Rebel side. If you're on Tim's side, the Timpire
will work if you're on the
Timpire. You're going to want to get a lot of extra dead rags if you're playing for the Timpire, because you're going to need them. You're going to need them.
Clever, Bob.
Thank you. I'm pretty happy with that.
We are going to have the vehicle with the minigun mounted on top of it, mind
And
you. So
we will
the
have rocket
rebels,
launchers.
the rebels are really going to need those dead bags because the minigun fires at like what, like 90 BBs a second?
Do you remember last time you had a vehicle and how quickly it went out to the
That one didn't have like a minigun on top of it. And that one had a broken steering column.
Yeah, you guys had
I've
space.
seen this
Oh,
buggy.
you've seen the buggy. You've seen it.
This
It's
thing
so
is going to
cool.
drive real
I'm
fast.
Jim. I've seen these things.
That is correct. I have a tactical advantage because I have been to the field.
Oh, that's so cool.
But speaking of getting to Tim versus Bob 5, if you want to go, there's only about 20 tickets left. So you got to get your tickets in now because unlike the Virginia game, we're probably not going to be able to add another game on Sunday on such short notice. So get your tickets now. There's only about 20 left. Bob's team's already sold out. We got about 20 left for the Timpire. So it's going to be a great game in a couple of weeks. Get in if you really want to go, though.
Yeah, if you miss out, it's your own fault on this one. We've been saying for weeks
Gibby.
and months that give me and Jacob. That we've been saying for weeks and months that if you guys are committed to going, you need to get your tickets ahead of time because this is what always happens. Gibby and Jacob. Gibby. Team therapist. And team therapist is good. Gibby and Jacob. It's gonna keep giving.
Don't worry, Gibby. We're taking care of you.
We got you covered.
But you're a prime example of what we're talking about.
Bob, are you going to use your axe at Tim versus Bob 5? I use my axe at every Tim versus Bob. I generally
you were going to say every game, but I was like, that's not true.
Well, sometimes things happen.
You didn't take it to Irene for good reason.
Yeah, for good reason. Are you kidding me? I actually want to answer a previous question. Brandon Corum, if there's a new airsoft field opening up in Bakersfield, please let me know in the comments, or more specifically, please send me a Facebook message. I would definitely like to hear about that. I've been wanting to go and have a heritage game back there for quite a while now. All right.
Bakersfield?
Yeah, I haven't played airsoft back there in quite a number of years. Dude, I played airsoft in June, July. You know that whole story where I was like stuck on a rock in a ghillie suit and it was really hot? That was in August in Bakersfield.
Ugh.
So that was like 105 degrees, felt like 130 degrees. So
yeah,
especially in a ghillie
suit.
Yeah. And I had guys aiming at me. So like, don't effing move. Oh, I even had camel face paint on, so just dripping.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All up in the eyes.
Yeah, that was annoying because like it burns, and if I move, I get shot. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anywho, one other announcement that we have a couple more. Obviously, we got the blowout clearance section, 55% or up to 55% off certain items in that section. We have a very small mystery box going live this Friday called the Mini Battlestar Mystery Box. Not to be confused with the Mini Gun Mystery Box, but this box is only going to have 25 boxes available, and 5 of them are going to be fantastic items. So that's a 20% chance to get something really cool. Actually, the other 20 aren't bad either. They're Umerex not G36s, they're UMPs. So it's not a bad gun.
What are you talking about?
The mystery box.
Yeah, I actually have the list of some of the big ticket items right here. They're actually on right there.
Wait. No. The UMP is the majority item.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, but even the MSRP on the UMP is much greater than the price you're paying.
Yeah. Which
is really cool. So, yeah, I mean, on top of the UMP, which is the most highest probability item, though, you do have a 20% chance to get something really, really cool, which is like a Knights SR-15, SR-16, VFC 416, G&G EBR, and what else, Bob? F2000.
There's one other gun on here.
Which one?
Turn the page again.
What? I already mentioned that one.
Oh, okay, good.
SR-15, SR-16, I said that. That should take care of, or don't do that.
We're getting a lot of requests.
That should take care of our new promotions. Why don't you talk about Mark's LM4?
I will. LM4. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, it's really interesting how this came about because here, let me get this further onto the. It's a long gun. Now, Mark is known for having AEGs that have a ridiculously high rate of fire.
No, they're low rate of fire guns.
Okay, not really.
Mark's guns are low.
Oh yeah, very low rate of fire. That said, he was walking around the office recently. He's like, yeah, I'm really done with AEGs and high rate of fire. I can't seem to break my guns. And I was shocked because he's just been talking them up for so darn long. And he decided he wanted to get into gas guns. And I was equally shocked because I love gas guns. He makes fun of me sometimes for gas guns. But that said, he's got this LM4. He's got a bitchin' ass rail kit on it. And he does this thing on a lot of his guns where he has his ladder rail covers and he'll snip them apart so they're pieces, two-piece sections. And it looks pretty darn cool. I like the look of it. He's not planning on getting a vertical foregrip, but he does have
allows you to cover
more space with less ladder rail covers. Yeah, that is correct. But he's not planning on putting any rail setups on this. You know, he runs it without a foregrip because this is basically his outdoor gun. That's what he told me, at least. He does have Magpul M-Bus front and rear iron sights. He does have a Noveske amplifier, a SOCOM gear, I believe, Noveske amplifier on here. Yeah, that's right. He also does have a replica 5.52 hollow sight, and this is a Magpul Troy TRX 13-inch battle rail, which is actually very similar, if not, I believe, the exact same thing that we have on some of our Airsoft GI custom Polar Stars over here. This is also actually a real Magpul CTR stock. He just had laying around his house. Very well played, Mark. Pretty awesome gun. He's using it this last weekend, I believe, Operation Black Shield.
Momentarily before it malfunctioned on him.
What rail system is that? That is the Magpul Troy TRX 13-inch battle rail. We sell it online. Tim, you have something similar, don't you?
Yeah, I have the Viking Tactical VTAC rail, which is exactly the same thing, except instead of these circles, I have more oval cutouts. But the function is the same. It's a smooth rail, or a smooth handguard, I should say, with modular rail sections that I can put on here. I actually have a bottom and side rail on mine, but Mark has chosen to run his slick. Which is fine, you know, if you like that sort of thing. And
Mark does pretty well.
Mark does okay. He's pretty good at airsoft. You know, I got to give him that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh wow.
So,
Brandon Korn was mentioning what two fields are left in Bakersfield. One is run by Heritage Bible Church, which is pretty legit. And we still have Pozo, and Havoc Airsoft will be reopening. Okay, that's cool. I'll have to hit up one or all three of those. Bob, what shotgun do you recommend for under $100? PS 124 characters left. Okay. I actually just recently purchased a Bravo 3-burst shotgun with extendable stock. I would suggest any of the Bravo 3-burst shotguns. There's a variety on there. I just like the Bravos because they're really affordable and functional. Some people have been recommending full stock for stability. Because these shotguns are a bit on the more affordable end, that's probably not a bad idea. You know, either go full stock or go pistol grip. I do like the extendable stock just because that's personal preference. But if you're just getting into it, I would suggest full stock or just pistol grip.
Willow SG has a good question for us. If we could change airsoft in any way, what would it be? Go for it, Bob.
Ooh, that's a toughie.
That's kind of a toughie.
You know,
like change the gameplay or change the products or what?
So I can think of three things.
I can think of one thing that I would really, really enjoy out of airsoft.
Okay, I want to hear yours first.
I would like to generate some way that sniper rifles can be much more effective.
That was number one on mine too. I was thinking of like some sort of system, which they actually came out with a long time ago back in Hong Kong, I believe, but they could easily modify it to make it a rimfire gun. But basically, it had a shell, and then the BB was actually, it looked kind of like a Tic Tac with a tail on the end.
Yeah.
And you get 3 times the amount of range out of that as opposed to a regular spherical BB.
Because you're firing a slug instead of a ball.
Exactly. So if there's some way to have, for sniper rifles, to have like a more, not realistic range, because that would be way too far, but just a bigger advantage.
A better advantage, exactly. In accuracy and range, a significant advantage over your everyday AEG, then that, I think, would really take airsoft to a completely new level. And I would actually probably try out sniping if that were feasible. Because this is the thing that I'm getting at, is like, sniper rules for a lot of games is like 500 semi-auto only, but most of the guys with 400 FPS AEGs, they're allowed to shoot full auto, and they'll probably be just as competitive as you. And so you don't have enough of a range and accuracy like advantage on them, is all I'm saying. So if that's one thing I would change to make airsoft better, that would be it.
All right, check out the top comment.
Give USS Porter a shout out, or we will launch a
Tomahawk
attack.
Give USS Porter a shout out, or we'll launch a Tomahawk attack. You got the shout out. Please, no Tomahawk attack.
Real Tomahawks or Nerf Tomahawks?
If it's a naval ship, I'm assuming it's real Tomahawks. Why would a naval ship? Okay, moving on.
Wait, isn't a Tomahawk like a missile or something? It's like a bomb, right?
Yeah, it's a missile. Yeah.
Or is it like a real Tomahawk? Like they just throw it off the boat?
You know what it is, don't you?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, it's a cruise missile.
Oh, okay. I thought they were throwing time.
I thought you were playing a joke on me. Like, I assumed you would have known
How
better.
would I know these things?
You work at an airsoft store with a bunch of nerds like me?
I don't work on a boat that has tomahawks.
But we know relevant things. We team therapists, like half of them are Navy guys. One of them's a gunner's mate.
Yeah, and one of them didn't even sign up for TVB.
We're just going to keep making fun of Gibby. You know, it's funny, in our video at Line Claws 10, I think, when I go around the corner, when Walter's like screaming, someone get a grenade, I go around the corner with the M9 and the knife. I shoot a bunch of people and then I knife their squad leader. And it's like 20 dudes right there. I was like, when I went around the corner, I was like, man, I don't know what I was thinking. But Gibby's sitting there right there, medicing someone. He's like, oh, it's Bob the X-Men. I was like, oh, hey, Gibby.
Yeah.
I always run into him in such random places.
Yeah, yeah. It's always fun playing Airsoft with people you know.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Blaze is in the market for a minigun.
What brand do we recommend? Well, it says, what brand do you recommend? I sadly haven't had the opportunity to fire one personally. I've had them shot at me a number of times.
If you're talking about like the 1/16 scale guns, the UHC makes a pretty good little mini like AUG or mini M16, depending on which one you want. They're only like $20 too. Actually, you can get all of them.
You know, in the comedy sports profession, we would call that a groaner foul. It's like, ugh, it's such a lame joke.
Well, I didn't get a chance to like deliver it properly because you answered already, and you tried to take it seriously. He's clearly not in the market for a minigun.
I don't think
There's
that,
only like two options.
I don't think
if he was really in the market, he would know. There's only two like real options.
I don't think delivery would have made that joke any funnier.
It would have.
No, I don't think
Yes,
so.
it would.
No.
It's fine.
So there's the Echo 1 minigun, and then
Classic Army.
oh, that's right, my bad.
That's pretty much the only two available in the United States. There's others, but you know, getting them here. That's the issue.
Okay. Bob,
I
do
think
you
we're done with this.
Okay. Bob, do you like VFC or KWA AEGs? You know, I'm actually kind of split on that because, you know, overall I would say, you know, I like VFC AEGs better just because I like their externals a little bit more and I've had a lot of fun playing with them. But I really like KWA CQRs. They're stupidly affordable and they're perfect for CQB. I've just had the opportunity to fire them and use them and they're just so fun. And I absolutely love KWA gas blowback. So it's tough quandary. Like, you know, if I was going to go for, you know, full metal body or like an outdoor field gun, I'd probably go VFC. If I was going for CQB, I'd probably get a KWA CQR, or I'd use any number of my KWA gas guns. Tim, what do you think?
Hey, Mitch, when did that happen?
What are you talking about? What do you...
Mitch said that Matt shot me in the face during Line Claws, but it couldn't have been this past Line Claw because we didn't go to Line Claw on the same day. Last Line Claw, I didn't go.
Matt,
So,
someone from our store?
no, Matt from the San Gabriel branch.
Mm.
And it would have had to have been 2 years ago or 3 years ago at Line Claws. Which, if I recall correctly, we were on the same team.
Thank you, Miles Cole.
Maybe we weren't on the same team.
Carson Spatz. Excuse me.
Anyway, what was the question?
I don't know. You kind of went off on a topic that was really random.
Yeah. Let's do that again. Why don't we pull up the Polar Star guns and take a look at those? Somebody asked us what our opinion was on the Polar Stars, and actually, today was the first time I had the opportunity to fire a Polar Star, and I gotta say, I'm kind of digging it, to be honest with you. There's no feedback at all, so it doesn't do anything for the realism of the gun. But to be honest with you, to have that immediate boom as soon as you pull the trigger, the BB's out of there, is actually kind of cool. It definitely performs better than, you know, any AEG on the market as far as speed goes. The fact that you can regulate your FPS and rate of fire with, you know, messing with the air or the fire control unit, I think is probably the most, like, you know, gives you the most utility value out of the gun because it's much easier to do versus changing up your you know, components on the AEG. But I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you like.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is that, like, you know, it doesn't matter to you as much, like, having the feedback or having the realism. And to me, that is paramount. Like, you know, I'll unbiasedly say that this is probably the most reliable and most consistent airsoft gun you will get because, well, I mean, you can adjust it on the fly, you can adjust your rate of fire, adjust your FPS. It's not going to change. You also get a fire control unit that is in the Fusion engine where you can change, you know, your fire selector output. So you can change it from semi-auto to 2-shot burst to 3-shot burst to 4-shot burst to 5-shot burst, whatever you want. You can change it to that. So again, very consistent, utterly reliable. But for me, because there is no feedback, I just don't like feeling like I'm holding a hose. And that's essentially what it is. But I I remember you told me I needed to mention the story about the 2 Polarstar and 240 Bravos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Tim versus Bob, 4 actually. We're pushing Tim's forces all the way back into his forward operating base, and he had 2 gentlemen with M240 Bravos that had Polarstar fusion engines in them. One of the gentlemen actually even had a snorkel on his ammo box, and he was firing so much, he was pouring BBs as he was firing, and I believe you went up to compliment him on how he was doing.
I don't know that I actually said anything to him, but I
You just
definitely
approved.
internally I was like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So, by sheer coincidence, I happened to be trying to hit Tim's forward operating base at this exact time, and I sent 60 different men, women, and children at this one.
Sent them to their deaths.
Yeah, at this one bunker, and just these.
2013.
Yeah, these 2 Polarstar guys had a just bitchin' crossfire going, and they took out all of them. All of them were dead. Trying to get through the tree line, just murdered them all. So it was very impressive. I was even impressed just being on the receiving end. It is effective as all hell. So
200 people watching this show. This is awesome. I think they're all tuned in to see the dirty magazines.
in case you guys missed it, here are our dirty magazines. They're just
Very dirty.
They're very, very, very dirty. Very, very.
They're R-rated for really dirty. Jesus.
Oh man.
Okay, we're done with this now. But yeah, we've got these Polarstar custom guns in. That I believe is our mid-length carbine. We have a standard length carbine and the long-range rifle. All Polarstar engines in them. Pretty cool. I mean, like I said, this is the first time I've had the opportunity to use one. Haven't used one in gameplay yet. But I have to say, like, if this is going to be your very first airsoft gun, which is unlikely because it's an expensive setup, you pretty much don't need to buy another gun because you have the modularity of changing your FPS.
I would want a sidearm. That's just me.
Yeah, okay, a sidearm. But what I'm saying is, like, you can go to fields that shoot 350, you can go to fields that shoot 400.
It's just utterly
It's really
adjustable.
easy to adjust that.
There
Very
is,
few people have the money to just bam first airsoft.
yeah, because you're gonna run like it's just gonna cost you around like $1,200 or more to get this set up.
Well, these are our custom guns. They're right around the $1,000 mark. You got to get the tank and the lines and the regulator and stuff like
Separately.
that. All of that stuff is sold separately. It's going to be a couple $100 for
Which you
that.
can buy from Airsoft GI, and you're also going to need a mini LiPo to go with the fusion engine to run the fire control unit. What's also very interesting about this, shoot, what was
Mitch,
it?
I'm willing to bet you $100 that probably wasn't actually Matt on the forums.
Yeah, I would
Just to
wager
answer that
I would
question.
wager that too. Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, I'm definitely really happy we have these in stock finally because our GI techs do excellent work, like world class work as far as airsoft guns go, and these look pretty bitchin'. So
Yeah, I mean they have a wealth of parts to use to put together
and a
cool
ridiculous
stuff.
wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
No, all of our techs are certified by the legendary F-Chew. And we also, in case people don't know, our East Coast store does have a certified tech. Again, who's it certified by?
Us.
And Frank Chew. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, essentially. So yeah, we do have a tech at our East Coast store. Feel free to stop by and say hi to him. All righty. Tim, what's up next?
Michael Schuster. It's not as easy as just developing the BB because, once you have a conical BB, you got to redesign the hop up for guns and stuff like that. It's a lot more difficult than just making a slug.
And you also have to make sure that whatever is shooting that out can't be converted into center fire or rim fire.
That's really the main thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to talk about it. That's where we're kind of getting on the line of like toy guns versus real guns. So I think ATF would kind of a problem if we did that.
Bob, what is your favorite gun style? Shotguns.
M4s.
I've had a shotgun ever since I was 10 years old. I love the hell out of them. So, just use them on the ranch, use them on the farm, use them for everything. All right.
What else do we have to talk about?
I actually have a few other things. I'm going to set this
The
down.
girl shirt, Bob. Put that on.
I know. Actually, Lily actually gave one of these to me to give to my girlfriend, not for me to wear. These are actually...
Are you sure? Because it didn't fit Kathleen.
No, it did fit her. It's
Oh.
just like, even the large is like a tight fit because the large is not very big.
Oh.
So yeah, these are definitely girl sizes. What I like to call Maureen Chan large. Yeah, so pretty cool shirts, short arms. They come in, I guess that's gray, and we also have pink.
I sent a couple of samples, not samples, but design samples to Michelle Wogick.
Oh,
To
really?
get her opinion on what she would wear if she were in the market.
What'd she say?
She said, well, because we had one that was like all pink and stuff like that, and she said she would really dig something with like a pink logo on a black shirt as opposed to just a pink, big pink shirt.
Yeah, I can see you rocking one of these.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I highly suggest you check those out if you are in the market for those or want to get someone or get someone special something from Airsoft GI. This is definitely something to do.
Bob, Subway or Quiznos?
Ooh, Subway. You know, I had a lot of friends that were really into Quiznos for a long time, and they just hyped it up too much for me. So when I went there, I was like, "This is not like the best crap on earth that you were saying."
No, it's not that.
Although I'd choose Togo's over all of them.
Dude, that new Capriati's that's there on Valley and Green,
Mm-hmm.
that is the business.
Mm-hmm.
Way better than because that's in the same spot that the Quiznos used to be in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm sure all of our viewers would love to hear about that.
Well, anybody that lives in the Walnut Downbar area knows what we're talking about. What is that?
Okay, so this is the Magpul Mag Link. I believe this is actually called something else on our website. Let's see. Yeah, the Magpul PTS Mag Link. I actually have started to get into these things that clamp two mags together after I did that G&G gas blowback rifle tactical gearheads.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I was just thinking about it, like, you know, you have 30 rounds in one mag. Why not clip another mag to it so that, you know, your first 60 rounds, once you're done with that, you can dump that out and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go.
DuPont. Miracle of Science.
That's whatever. So yeah, this is a really cool new product we have. I'm probably going to be incorporating this into one of our tactical gearheads coming up, just because I think it looks cool and I'm hoping it's as effective as I have it pictured in my mind.
Pretty neat. I mean, the neat thing about this is it doesn't add a whole lot of weight to your mag clamp because this is not a new concept. These mag clamps to attach two magazines together have been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times what you'll see, actually, on this gun, oh no, that's
the ready mag, yeah.
But they wrap around your entire magazine, so there's a lot of material adding a lot of weight here. So the fact that they kind of simplified it, you know, Magpul has a tendency to do that to things, you know, simplify it, make it more effective. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's a pretty cool product.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is something here. Why don't you start talking about this?
These are the Smith Optics Lowepro Regulator goggles. Now I did a quick opinion video on these Smith Optics like shooting glasses, and these are kind of in that same vein. I'm a huge Oakley fanatic, but I think that these optics can stack up against Oakleys that are probably a lot more expensive. So these would probably be direct competitors of Oakley A-frames. Difference being, they probably have very similar features. I think that the ventilation on this is probably a little better because I know the Oakleys don't have any vents on the front of it, on the front of the lens. But you're talking about like how much are these about? Like 80-something bucks? You don't have.
I don't have the price in here now.
Let's take a look at these. But I know Oakley, not A-frames. What is it? Yeah, the Oakley A-frame goggles. They're like $100+, I believe. I'm doing it live.
Now, if you'd actually like to see a very recent review of these Lowepro regulators by Smith Optics, Charlie from Level Cap Gaming, a big Battlefield 3 player, if you know who he is, you'll understand that that's an understatement. He actually has been using these for a little while now. I purchased them from Airsoft GI, and they're actually
Holy smokes.
What?
Oakley A-frames are like $200.
Ugh. Ugh. Jeez.
Some of them are. Some of these
No
are cheap.
way.
Yeah.
Hell no.
$180 for polarized. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about these Lowepro goggles. They're for sale on our website for $119. I think you can use coupon codes with these. But these are a solid set of eyewear. And actually, Bob did mention Charlie's review of those goggles. He's gone through like 3 or 4 different types of goggles for airsoft play, and he highly recommends these because of the way they combat fogging, the way they fit your face, and everything like that. So these are a great option, and I see that a lot of you see that it's a great option because it's sold out on our website right now, except for the multicam version. Well, actually, dude, the black version is $99, and the multicam version is $120. So you gotta pay for that quiet licensing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What are you doing, Bob?
I'm trying to get this this fast helmet cover on here. I just don't know exactly how these straps.
You're not doing that very fast.
Well, ha 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 ha. This is future assault shell technology, not like fast as in you put it on fast. I actually do not know how these Velcro things go in here, so I'm just kind of.
I think people get the idea. It covers your helmet.
Yeah, it covers your helmet. I just wanted to look cute. I know.
It's fine, Bob.
Does it really?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Just got it on here. Almost had it on there. Well, while I play with this, We've actually got, I don't know if they're completely in stock right now, but they were in stock until recently, these Lancer tactical helmets with this dark earth camo, snakeskin camo. But we are carrying these Lancer tactical helmet covers right now. They allow you to keep the Velcro that you already have for the Lancer tactical, while at the same time giving you, extra camouflage on here and just kind of an extra cool look. So it's nice that they're coming out with these. They actually have these helmet covers for a variety of different helmets, including, I believe, the Mitch 2000 and the Mitch 2001. No, I'm sorry, it's a Mitch 2001 and Mitch 2002 helmet. So if you're interested in camo covers, it's funny, Gene actually got a camo cover for his Lancer tactical helmet, and then he actually got a bit jealous after I painted my helmet because he's like, "Hey, you spent the money on that helmet cover and you painted yours. It looks almost as cool." I was like, "Yeah, Gene, but the operative word is almost as cool because his helmet still looks cool."
Do you think so?
I think so.
I think it depends on what you paint, right? Because I think this color scheme is really badass.
Yeah, no, that color scheme does look really badass, which is kind of.
What is this color scheme? It's like snakeskin.
They say it's like Navy SEAL, but that's really a misnomer. It's really just the snakeskin style. What?
Army SEAL?
It's like a snakeskin style.
I like this.
Color. Yeah, yeah,
It's
oh
like
yeah.
snakeskin.
Do it.
Do it live. Do it live. It says Emerson on the inside. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you are on the market for helmet covers, check them out.
So Bob, what are you doing to prepare for TVV5?
I'm actually working on a new loadout. I'm having some debates in my head, in my noggin. I'm kind of unsure whether I want to run my LM4. LM4 is a main gun, and then have a separate gun for going from building to building, because I assume I'll be doing that quite often.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to just run all of my guns 350, so I won't have to worry about going in and out of a building.
Yeah.
That's
what I wanted.
But I've also been incredibly tempted, because I feel like this is going to happen, where I'm going to be at the end of one of the avenues, and I'm just going to see you standing in the middle with a gun hanging at your side, and be like, kill that. Just trying to shoot you. Well, your guns will be hanging on the side, like, looking at it.
I don't know which gun I'm going to bring either, because I want to be able to go indoors, but again, also, I do want that extra range for those long-range shots for when I see you walking around with your big yellow axe.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm actually thinking about buying another axe and camoing out with my LBX kit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Should totally do that.
But I do like people seeing me, heading in their general direction. So
I was really surprised. This is something I discovered at TVB4 as I was, trudging through the swamp. Orange tips stand out so much.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I knew they did, but a majority of my play is like indoor CQB, so whether you're running orange tips or not isn't really that big of a deal. But sitting in the swamp, looking at the players, I could tell exactly where people were because all these orange tips are just floating around in the wilderness. I was like, oh, okay, we're pretty safe because you guys are really far away over there, but it's kind of interesting.
I was actually surprised because this one of the guys that played at Tim versus Bob, I believe it was 4.5, maybe it was 4, I'm not sure. He had on like what I thought was one of the more ridiculous camo schemes. It's like black, pink, and yellow and purple. LBX Honor camo is like much larger.
Yeah.
It was like that, but with those colors.
Really?
Yeah, and he was sneaking through the swamp, and about 10 of your guys like ran right at him and had no idea, and he murdered like a whole squad and a half. He actually put the footage online, and it's funny because like they had no idea he was there. And I have footage of him creeping through the swamp, and I was like, damn, dude, you're going to get shot. And he didn't. He owned some fools. Robert Griffin, Bakersfield. Oak Island. I now have an MP7, and Tim also has an MP7. Thanks for chiming in there. It's okay. Oh, man. Whatever happened to painting guns?
I've never used it yet, though.
No, you haven't used yet. That's correct. Neither have I. I haven't used mine yet. I'm looking for an
I've
opportunity.
got quite a few guns I've never used, actually.
I'm embarrassed for you.
I've got an M14. Never used it. I used it after I built it. It shoots 500 FPS, which is awesome, but I've never used it. I've got a 416 I've never used. Got...
Why?
Oh, my TMAK beta, I used it, broke it, and then fixed it, and I've never used it again. So I haven't used it in its current state.
You, sir, are ridiculous.
I'm just too busy with my other guns, man. I've got
You're too busy racing your BMWs.
Scars. That's the two scars. I've got a lot of M4s. And it's just, I don't have time for all these guns. All these guns need to be shot. They're
Pretty
all
bird.
asking me for attention. I just don't have time to devote to all these guns.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, I'm definitely as far as like going back to Tim versus Bob Lowe. I bought those Thunderbee grenades to specifically use at Tim versus Bob.
They're gonna come in super handy.
Yeah, I just hope I get them back.
That's gonna be tough. There's probably gonna be Thunderbees all over the place.
I know. I'm gonna spray paint my name onto like just the spoon kit.
That's a good idea.
And I hope I get back the tornadoes.
Yep, probably those are a little easier. You can write your name on those.
They're expensive.
Dude, Jet and I were at Blue Cloud, and we were holding down this door, and these guys threw a tornado grenade at us, but they didn't really throw it at us. They threw it completely wrong direction. It was just like, do.
Oh,
Like,
no,
it was
no.
just like a
Yeah,
little,
I saw
like,
it, but it's just a little
it was
spurt.
so anticlimactic because we were kind of expecting like, oh, grenade! Oh, that's it? So Ted and I were both, we were conversing with these guys. We were at this stalemate for like 15 minutes. These guys were trying to figure out how to kill us because we had the drop on for sure. If anybody came to the door, they would have been dead. So fortunately, they got smart. They threw like a grenade like over the door or something like that, and eventually killed Jet and I. But it was a very, very interesting time.
I've actually, I don't know why, but I've always been expecting like to see Jet like dive on the grenade and like to have like if he'd done that on like one of those tornado grenades, it's just like.
No, he was thinking about doing
Yeah.
that. He's like, dang it, because the grenade landed closer to Jet than it did to me. He's like,
Yeah.
you should have saved me. You should have sacrificed himself. You're like, Tim, go on and keep fighting.
I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so hot that day. Thunderbees were exploding way faster than normal.
I saw a video. Some kid threw it around the corner and it literally blew up in midair right in front of Charlie.
I mean, technically, the guy that threw it would have been dead too. I don't know if he called himself out. But
Well, if he threw it around the cover, he would have been fine.
he kind of threw it like straight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I was definitely outside the kill radius, but I just called myself out anyways because
Bob, are you and Tim ever coming back to East Coast to play again?
potentially yes.
Potentially, yes.
I won't say 100% because nothing's set in stone yet, but I know that we're both looking forward to it.
Yep, we are. When will the Lancer Tactical 6094 be shipped?
When will it be shipped?
Yep.
Do we have those in stock yet?
They're in pre-order.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I know the black ones are in pre-order. They were for some reason. Yep,
Yeah,
they're
on
on. They are all on pre-order, so we
Let's
should
see.
be getting those in soon.
Pre-order date is September 15th. It's
Okay.
on our website. So
All right.
that's the current estimated time of arrival. These type of things
About-
change all the time, so it's a couple months away.
Well, so it's estimated about a month and a half. So
Oh yeah, dude, we're almost in July. That's crazy.
I know summer's already over half over.
Oh man, I need to go back to school.
Dude, I'm going deep sea fishing again soon.
It sounds way cooler than going back to school.
No, well,
Well, you don't like deep sea fishing.
no, I don't like it because the past 3 years in a row, I thought the boat was going to capsize.
Dude, that's awesome.
No,
Swim back to shore like Bear Grylls.
I mean, look,
status,
nothing against
like,
like
they're gonna
I have
survive.
nothing against the Mexican military. I just don't have as much faith in the Mexican Coast Guard.
Nah.
I love like the United States Coast Guard. I love the Mexican
Maybe what
Navy.
you can do is just like fish like right on that border where it's like you can swim over the U.S. side and be like Mayday, Mayday, and then they'll come help you.
And that's what,
Maybe if those guys are real cool, they'll briefly go across the international waters, pick you up, and then bring you back home.
I really miss being able to go in and hang out in Mexico. We had a lot of Mexican farmers that we were really close friends with, and I feel bad we haven't been able to see them in so many years.
You used to hunt out there, right?
Yeah, I used to hunt Mexico. That's how that's part of the way we knew all these Mexican farmers that we go hunt with them. So they're really great people.
I've never been to Mexico.
Very, very great people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I heard they speak Spanish, which is weird because Spain is like really far away.
You know, and this always bugged me because I grew up in a farming family. You know, we had a lot of workers on the farm that would speak Spanish and English.
Uh-huh.
My babysitter only spoke Spanish. Consuelo, I had no way of interacting with her. My dad speaks fluent Spanish,
Mhm.
so he would talk to her and give her the rules, and then she would try and lay down the rules with me, and I'd have no idea what she was saying. But my middle school only taught French
Yeah, you told me that.
in the San Joaquin Valley of California. That is absurd. God,
Private school, man. Maybe they thought you didn't
it was a really poor private school.
you didn't need Spanish.
God, like most of our buildings had like no air conditioning in 110, 112 degree weather.
That sounds terrible.
I know it's fine because like the public school down the road had all these amenities, but like, but I don't know, like their teachers like weren't as good or something.
tuition.
We just had really like our teachers were drill instructors, so no matter how hot it was, they would just like math, like they drilled into us, like French drilled it, like they were just really good at their jobs.
That's why you went to school at LMU. It's right on the beach. Not right on the beach, but it's close to the water.
I honestly went to school at LMU for the food and
Yeah, good
the preponderance of beautiful women.
Dude, I went to visit USC's dorms, the new ones they built off of Martin Luther King Boulevard. That cafeteria in there is top notch. It's so nice.
I remember when I visited there deciding where to go to school, and I got taken by EVK, which is the crappiest cafeteria on campus, but they have gotten some damn good ones since my sister graduated.
Definitely.
Actually, Trexosaurus, very cool name. I actually just went by an Airsoft field. I went to Fort Adobe in Phoenix. It's actually really close to where I was staying at. I definitely want to come out to VIP Vanguard Indoor Playground. Hopefully next time I come out to Phoenix, I'm going to bring a lot of my Airsoft guns so I can go play with you guys out there. It'd be really fun. I definitely love Phoenix. And no, I do not hunt Mexicans. I hunted with Mexicans.
It just goes to show, man. People only see what they want to see.
Dude, I remember when I was in like the reeds in Mexico, like in this marshland. I was with like a Mexican guide, and apparently I found out as I was halfway out there on the airboat. They're like, "Oh yeah, there's a prison just like 2-3 miles that way." And we heard like 3 voices in the middle of reeds, like saying stuff in Spanish. And our guide was like, blah blah blah. I was like, "What? Machete." I was like, "Okay." And I spoke to the kid next to me. I was like, "Hey, dude, load up your gun with buckshot." Because we don't know who these people are. We could be prisoners.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it was a little hairy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, apparently in Culiacan, around Culiacan, that's where all the airfields are for the drug cartels.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, I don't know anything about that.
Can't go back there.
I guess not, huh?
And it's funny. I remember hearing someone about you can't bring guns to the airport. I've brought guns to the airport, and you can do that as long as you have a locked case and you declare it openly.
Yeah.
So
you just need to let TSA know, otherwise they're gonna snatch that.
Actually, I don't know if this is a funny story, but we got held up by the Mexican army and almost got guns drawn on us.
Really?
Yeah, because if you don't have all your paperwork right and if you're not able to disassemble the gun, they actually take the gun from you and keep it, and you get a hefty fine. So we had this Mexican army lieutenant who was like looking at it, and the sergeant was looking at it, and they're trying to figure out if they couldn't take this antique shotgun apart, they're going to keep it. And that's something that our friend had in his family for like generations. Yeah. And he literally was like, can't blah 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 in Spanish. And one of our buddies, Tim Hayes, just grabbed it from him and started pulling out. And like 2 of the Mexican MPs were like, okay, like they just put their hands on the side and ready to draw. And he's like, no, here you go. So we got the hell out of there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
With the gun, right?
Yeah.
Good. How old was that antique shotgun?
Probably like
100 years old.
No, it's probably like 70.
That's a pretty old gun. Yeah.
Tim, are we going to go to Tax City South anytime in the near future?
That question was directed towards you.
Oh, well, I was hoping you could go with me.
I could go with you. Probability is not high, though.
We had a fun time last time we went.
We did.
That Airsoft action video's got a heck of a lot of hits.
It did, because of the hat.
I knew you were going to say that. Dang it.
I guess people don't have the hat elsewhere. I can't believe it. I can't believe Josh had never been to the hat prior to that day.
Pedro Matias. What? Yeah, I was surprised he hadn't been there either.
It's a pretty popular place.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's world famous, according to them.
Yeah. Actually, someone asked a question about gun painting, and I didn't get an answer earlier. We are still trying to figure out the ins and outs of doing that, but in our process of researching gun painting, we did actually get some guns hydro-dipped, and we put them up for sale on airsoftgi.com. I believe we got 3 different guns. We got them hydro-dipped, and I believe AOR1,
something like that,
multicam, and ATAX.
Yeah.
And I believe they all sold out.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah. They're definitely a lot more expensive because it is a very complicated process to get it done right.
Well, it's not complicated. It's just labor intensive.
Oh, yeah, sorry, labor intensive.
You just need to take the gun apart, dip each part separately. You know, the drying process takes some time, and you got to put it all back together. So, yeah, it's actually quite expensive to do that. I think that we may be looking into other more affordable options so that the guns don't have to be that expensive. Because I think we sent FMG4s out to get hydro dipped. Those guns are the sub $300 type of guns, but after you hydro dip them, the price tag goes way up to, you know, well above $400. So that makes it kind of outside the grasp of some, you know, some of your average airsofters out there. So we'll see what we can do in the future. Asian Bouncer has been asking about my Act 1 Platinum M4. I like it a lot. I like it so much I gave it to my uncle so that he could use it. One of my uncles came to me. He wanted to start getting into airsoft, so I wanted to make sure he had a good, reliable gun that wasn't going to leave him down on the field. So I gave him my Act 1 Platinum, and yeah, haven't heard any complaints yet.
Tim's hair is all shiny.
That's because we have a hair light above us.
Yes, we do.
In fact, I was thinking about lowering it a little bit so that we could really stand out, you know. But you know, I think it's pretty good where it is, I guess.
Bob, would you buy gas blowback LMG?
That would be awesome.
That would be so legit. Too legit to quit. I would love to have a gas blowback MG. In fact, I've been actually eagerly awaiting an MG42 gas blowback because that'd be pretty awesome because I would hope it'd fire really fast. But yeah, if there's some reliable way to have like a box mag or something where you could put a fair amount of gas in there, I'd be all in for that. I love gas blowbacks.
Are you familiar with escorts?
Escort hand grenades?
Escorts. It's a Japanese manufacturer of MGs. They're relatively old. Airsoft company.
That's how I'm familiar with their escort grenades.
No, yeah, it's probably the same company, but they used to make high pressure air MGs that had ridiculous like recycling.
Oh, really?
Results. Yeah, and so it was HPA, and so you'd have to have a pretty big tank. It would fire the gun, cycle the bolt, and you just get the like really realistic.
Damn.
But you know, those guns by themselves, the gun was like $2,200, and then you got to buy the HPA tank and everything like that. So you're about $2,500 invested into that. But some of those guns are, some of them are legit, you know, realistic airsoft guns, you know, on the market, at least for, you know, MG sort of concerned. But they were really, obviously, really accurate as far as, you know, replicating the real thing, and obviously the recoil is a cool factor on them.
See? Really quickly, someone's asking about what goggles you recommend for prescription inserts.
We have two types of goggles that allow for prescription inserts, Revision and Smith Optics. So each of those can take their respective prescription inserts. So take a look at those. You know, there's like little wraps that'll go around lenses that you can keep. But also, if you just want to wear your glasses and then wear goggles over them, Bob actually made a video a while ago covering that exact topic, and it covers a lot of the options on our website to wear glasses and a face mask and goggles and a wear face mask and stuff like that. So go onto our channel and search for prescription eyewear or something like that. Just look at all of our eyewear videos. We don't have very many eye pro videos. You will be able to find the one that Bob made about, you know, prescription eyewear and, you know, glasses.
Bob, tell us how you like to snipe.
Very carefully.
I said Bob.
Accurately.
That's a good one.
Discreetly.
That's what I was gonna. God, what? Let's say something. We already said them. Accurately and discreetly.
Accurately and discreetly.
Yes. Tim and Bob, what are your thoughts on the LM4?
I don't think about the LM4 very much.
Why? It sounds like you don't like it, but I know that you like it.
I like my LM4. I wish it was a little different in some ways, but overall I can't complain.
In what ways do you wish it was different?
Well, I kind of wish I changed up the rail on it a little bit. So I kind of want a different rail system on that gun.
There's nothing wrong with it,
And no, there's nothing wrong with it, but I mean, when I think about it, because I'm just wondering what our thoughts on it. When I think about my LM4, I have been needing and been procrastinating on getting a Magpul front sight because I have the Magpul rear sight. But since I changed the front rail system on it, I no longer have a front sight that go with it. And so I put my Troy battle sights on there, which are fine, but they're not. They don't really go with the motif of the gun because it's a Magpul gun. So, I mean, when I think about my LM4, that's what I think about. Changing the rail system sometimes, or getting a front sight, or getting more magazines for it, or changing up my optic because my optic's a little bit heavy. I also kind of want to put a different stock on there. I like the Magpul STR stock a lot better. So those are my thoughts on the LM4.
As far as I
got to get my magazine fixed too, because my PMag, GBR mag is leaky.
Anything else?
Better not write on my white shirt or white skin with that marker.
Well, finish up so I can say my thoughts.
I think I'm done.
All right, so my thoughts on the LM4 are.
You're waiting, so.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. My thoughts on the LM4 is, you know, it's basically everything I've always ever wanted. It's got near around the same kickback, if not more, than AR-15s that I'm used to firing. You know, very realistic manipulation. The only issue I have with it is, you know, sometimes, actually a lot of times, I kind of wish it only had 30 rounds, but it actually holds 40. Just which is a little bit more realistic in that regard. But I love the hell out of it. Like I took it down to ITS. I played with it at Red Storm 3. You know, I've been playing with it any and every chance I can. I actually went and played with it in Atlanta, Georgia. it's just a really fun gun. I actually very rarely use it on full auto. Let's see, when I think about it, my biggest just like deciding factor, what I'm going to do with it is like I keep going back and forth with like, oh man, I want to keep the MOE kit that I already got on because it's the PTS version of the LM4 because it's really lightweight, but also rail would be pretty bitchin', but I also don't want to spend the money, and the MOE kit works out really well for me. So those are my thoughts. Really quickly, someone asked, would I ever get back into paintball? Probably not, just because, you know, I just find Airsoft a whole lot more fun, and paintball is just, I feel like just be like another huge expense on top of what I'm already, you know, having to take care of myself. And also ammo is so expensive compared to Airsoft.
I was at a paintball store earlier today. It's not that bad.
Have you seen the new rounds that are shaped like bullets? Okay, I can't remember the exact pricing, but for 200, it's basically the ones that use the magazine-fed guns that look like, you know, real weapons. I think it's like 250 rounds for like $40.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, you know, you saw that contour camera video of like the guy that we thought was an Airsoft gun at first, but it was a paintball M4?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have no idea. Okay. Well, 250 rounds for $40. So, you know, I thought 1,000 rounds for $40 was bad, but that's even worse. So.
Well, I was at a paintball store today. $37 for 2,000 rounds. So it's getting better.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Maybe those are like cheap quality paintballs. I don't know the difference, but you know.
Yep. Well, we are at 5:32, so we actually went a little bit over time just to hang out with you guys a little bit more and to pontificate on our answers. So thank you guys for showing up. We really appreciate it, and make sure to take advantage, or at least I personally would highly suggest checking out the blowout clearance section, because I noticed there were some things I purchased recently that were in the blowout clearance section, and they're actually already sold out. So I wish I'd gotten on that ahead of time. You know, I made a bunch of big orders recently, so I should have checked out the blowout clearance section first. So make sure to check out that first in case you're on the market for anything, because there's some really, really good deals in there. So, anything else you want to talk about, Tim?
No, I'm sorry, Mitch, for confusing you with Airsoft Urban. But I just, you know, you're always asking about the Midwest, and Peter's always asking about the Midwest. So I just assumed to put 2 and 2 together. But whatever. Yeah, thanks for joining us for this live show. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. One more time, here's a look at our dirty magazines. There you go. We got actually 2 of them here. So 2 very dirty magazines, and they belong to Josh. Adios, amigos.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
We should leave some for a little bit until we see the dirty mags on here.
I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah, we have to wait. Don't do that, man. Really, you don't do that, bud. That's really messed up, dude. Just writing all over my hair.
Yeah, just getting the hair.
Rub this, and then it's gonna come off.
You're gonna go
All
home.
over my
Stacy's
shirt.
gonna be like, "Damn, you've got red on you."
You've got red. Did I tell you, Lori, my dad's wife, went to Britain for some work thing?
Mm-hmm.
And she was sitting on their train, or you know, one of their public transportation options out there, and this Asian family